Okay, well, now it is time to convene the meeting, and I am delighted to invite you to join me on the 5,600th meeting of the Rotary Club of Chicago. And thank you so much. Well, you know, and let's start with this meeting on a joyful note. And we would like to show a video of something that happened in Malawi. Our International Services Committee is helping to finance 8 water wells in small villages in Malawi. And the first step was to drill a test well to determine where the proper location to drill a well. Clearly, they hit pay dirt, so the project will really get underway. So, Shelby, could you show us a video, please? What happened? Thank you so much. It's just such joy to see this. And, you know, and as you know, we're a global organization. So I have a really interesting invitation to all of you. We have been invited to participate in an event called The Sun Never Sets in Rotary. And this is going to be a worldwide event that will take place on Wednesday, February 23rd, the day we celebrate worldwide the birthday of Rotary, which started in the city of Chicago. It is known that at every hour of the day, there is a Rotary Club meeting taking place somewhere in this world. To make this case, on February 23rd, there will be a 24-hour continuous meeting with participating clubs in all continents. You don't need to be sitting 24 hours, so I tell you that ahead of time. Each club will hold a meeting for 1 hour. Our club will meet on noon on Wednesday, February 23rd, right after the meeting that will take place in South Africa and be followed by a meeting in the UK. This will be an opportunity to showcase our dear club, as well as to present to the Rotary world something that all Rotarians can relate to, which is the Paul and Jean Harris home that will soon become a museum. As some of you know, the home is 99% completed in its interior. Our past president, Sherry McIntyre, and the board of the Paul and Jean Harris Home Foundation have made extraordinary progress this last year to bring the home to where it is today. I mean, even furniture and window treatments are already installed. You will get to see a video presentation of the home on this day. Of course, everybody in our club and the Rotary world is invited to participate in this event. The organizing committee of this event is going to be sending a Zoom link that we will post as soon as we receive it, by which you can click in and zoom in any time of the day that you want. But of course, I ask you, join us on the 23rd at noon. I know this is not a traditional Rotary meeting day, but it is a very special event. And you know what, let's go and we're going to show off, you know, who the Club of Chicago is. Okay, so as I said, we will add this meeting to our calendar and registration will be open as soon as we have the information. And you will be able to register as if it were a regular meeting. I am already very grateful for your participation in this event. Again, remember, this is a Zoom meeting, so you can follow it from your home. Okay, so now I would like to tell you a little bit of Zoom rules. If you have any questions for the speaker, please type the question in the chat box and remain on mute, please, throughout the speaker presentation, and honor our speaker's time by keeping your questions succinct. And please, 1 question per person, okay? So now I would like to introduce our past president, Don Garner, who so kindly has invited Mr. Sutton-Burke to speak with us today. Don, go ahead. The floor is yours.
So it is my distinct pleasure to introduce today Director LaFonda Sutton-Burke. Director Sutton-Burke has served since last year. In June, she was appointed to take over for Robert White as the Director of Field Operations for the Chicago Field Office of the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. She's responsible for most all of the Midwest, and just this past fiscal year provided oversight for the processing of 2.9 million passengers into the United States. Now that comes with a lot of other responsibilities, not just admitting people, but there's cargo, all kinds of responsibilities that fall under the purview of U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Prior to coming to Chicago and leading the field operations here for CBP, or Customs and Border Protection, she served as the area port director for the Los Angeles International Airport, where she led a workforce of over 1,000 employees responsible for processing over 6 million passengers, $60 billion in imports, and collecting over $1.4 billion in duties, taxes, and fees. So she has also had a very stellar career, I guess almost over 28 years now, with Customs and Border Protection in various capacities, and has a very lengthy educational resume as well. Starting off at the University of Central Oklahoma, going to Harvard, the Robert H. Smith School of Business at the University of Maryland, National Defense University, and the National Postgraduate School. As an immigration lawyer, it is really my pleasure to introduce Director Sutton-Burke, and so the floor is yours.
So thank you so much. First of all, good afternoon to everyone. I thank the Rotary Club for this opportunity to speak to such a prestigious organization. I have to admit, when both Don and Eric asked me to speak before you, it was very humbling to be asked to speak at the first in the world Rotary, founded in 1905. So I'm very excited, a little nervous to be here, but very happy to be speaking to you today. I'm gonna begin to share my screen. So as you can imagine, our task of securing the nation from threats of terrorism while facilitating legitimate trade and travel is a daunting one, but this task is one in which we take very, very seriously. As you know, the world changed after 9/11. So the origins of CBP, or U.S. Customs and Border Protection, has a beginning with the, on July 31st, 1789, with the 5th Act of Congress of the United States that established 59 customs collection districts in 11 states. In May of 1924, based on the recommendations from the Commissioner of General Immigration, Congress provided for the creation of U.S. Immigration Service and Border Patrol to deal with illegal border crossings. And then in June of 1933, the Bureau of Immigration and the Bureau of Naturalization in the Department of Commerce and Labor, they were merged and transferred to this newly created Department of Labor as the U.S. Immigration and Naturalization Service. In 1968, the Customs Air Interdiction Program was established, and formally the Bureau of Plant Quarantine within the U.S. Department of Agriculture was formed in April 4th, 1972, adding meat and poultry inspection functions to its portfolio. So I wanted to give you all this background, as you all have a stellar foundation here in Chicago, just to let you all know that after 9/11, these different bureaus were merged into what we now call the Department of Homeland Security. So it was a game changer, and it also made us aware of a new growing threat, terrorism on US soil. So as a result, in June of 2002, President Bush created DHS, and in March of 2003, US Customs and Border Protection was formed. So you ask, well, who are we? So we're the largest and most largest law enforcement organization in the United States, with a priority mission of keeping terrorists and other weapons out of the US. We have, again, the responsibility of securing the borders while facilitating trade and travel, enforcing hundreds of US regulations, including immigration and drug laws. We are a unified border agency, and we're responsible for management, control, and protection of US borders at the ports of entry and between the ports of entry. And so if you see the gentleman with the green uniform, he's part of what we call the United States Border Patrol, and they're responsible for all illegal traffic that crosses between the ports of entry. The gentleman in the brown, he's Office of Air and Marine, and again, responsible for aerial and marine support for CBP. The gentleman with the blue uniform is Office of Field Operations, which is the operation that I fall under, and we facilitate traffic and trade through the ports of entry. What some of you may not be aware of, we also have the Office of Trade and Mission Support, administrative operations that are extremely critical to the success of US Customs and Border Protection. And sometimes they may appear behind the scenes, but as every one of you who are business leaders understand how critically important trade is to our nation and to the global supply chain. We also have the young lady with the white coat on. She works for what we call the Laboratories and Scientific Services operations. And so they are responsible for any identification of pests, identification of chemicals, isotopes, radiological isotopes, et cetera, any biohazards. So you may only see, the different uniform personnel, but we have a very important group of individuals that also support this mission of national security and economic prosperity. So, our mission is a three-pronged mission. Priority is, of course, securing the borders. We have a duty to the American public to remain steadfast on our mission, interdict illegal narcotics, currency, weapons, terrorists, and ensuring lawful trade and travel continues. Maintaining border security while facilitating efficient processing is a delicate balance. However, security remains CBP's top priority. So these, you can read, and these stats are from 2020, but this is just a typical day of how many passengers that we were processing in 2020. And as you all know, COVID has impacted our operations. And so we have severely been impacted as far as international travel, down about 58% from 2019 numbers. So 187 privately owned vehicles, about $6.6 billion worth of imported goods, $216 billion in duties and taxes and fees. Over 1,100 apprehensions at or between the ports of entry. Again, Border Patrol, green uniforms operate between the ports of entry. 39 arrests at the U.S. ports of entry. Again, those individuals that wear the blue uniforms like myself, and about 634 refusals of inadmissible persons at the ports of entry. Again, on a typical day, when we talk agriculture, when we talk about pests, 250 pests at U.S. ports of entry. And this is critical, and we'll talk about it later in the slide presentation. Hopefully it won't be death by PowerPoint here, so please ask any questions. I also have my Assistant Director for Trade that's on the call to support any questions that you may have. But this is very important. I really feel that in the Midwest region, it's critical that there's no pests introduced into the agricultural environment, because it could be a critical impact, economic impact, if some of the pests are introduced. And again, on a typical day, we conduct operations in over 106 countries. And, we have pre-clearance operations where instead of processing when the flights arrive into the United States, we have countries that have entered into an agreement, and the flights that are departing are cleared there. We have officers, ag specialists, canine officers that work in foreign locations, again, pushing the borders out and also facilitating legitimate travel. There are 328 ports of entry within 20 field offices. And of course, Chicago is one of the 20 field offices. We talk Chicago, and we talk about my responsibility, and Don clearly, told you what I was responsible for, or what I am responsible for. So it's approximately 28 ports of entry throughout the Midwest, in 12 states. There's 4 area ports of entry, and those area ports have area port directors. And if you can see at the top left, the green section, that's the area port of Minneapolis. I have an area port director, Augustine Moore, that manages that operation. Underneath that is the area port of St. Louis. I have area port director, Joseph Monzante, that manages that section of the operation. In the center, which is our largest area of responsibility, is the Chicago area port of entry, and Assistant Port Director Shane Campbell leads this operation within this AOR, or area of operations. And then to the right is the Cleveland area port of entry, and I have Diane Rodriguez, who manages that, and she's also responsible for 40% of the express consignment express consignment international shipments coming into the United States. So she's probably the second largest operation within the Chicago field office. We have about 11 user-fee airports, 11 cargo exam stations. We have 2 containerized seaports, 2 cruise terminals, and 4 major express consignment operations. Again, we have Illinois, Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, Wisconsin, Missouri, Iowa, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, Minnesota, and Erie, Pennsylvania. So we got like one city in Erie. And so, you know, the operation is, you know, very dynamic, multiple, as you can see, multiple types of operations. Of course, the airport processing aspect is one of the most significant. And as Don said, we've processed approximately 2.9 million passengers in FY21, down about 19% from the previous fiscal year when we processed about 3.6 million passengers. And as everyone knows, even down even more from the 8.2 million that we had processed in 2019. So that was 2020 was a 56% decrease, and that was consistently across the nation, about 58% on average. One of the things that I'm most proud of is that despite COVID, there's been some innovations and some transformations that have occurred throughout U.S. Customs and Border Protection. We've implemented, you know, biometric facial recognition in like simplified arrival. We partnered with, you know, the airports in biometric exits. And we've automated a lot of the manual document checks that are already required for admission. So when arriving or departing passengers, they now pause for a photo at the CBP primary inspection area or the departure gate. And then in a matter of seconds, CBP's biometric facial comparison service automatically compares the new photo of the traveler to images that the traveler has already provided to the government, such as passports or visa photos. And with the enhanced simplified arrival process, foreign travelers will confirm identity through photo match, and then they'll no longer have to provide fingerprints if they're return travelers. And so this is, to me, especially in the age of COVID, we're trying to move and streamline with the airport authorities a touchless experience to enhance the traveler's experience and facilitate, again, the travel into and out of the United States, which is one of our priority missions. The biometric piece was also congressionally mandated for us to accomplish. And so again, COVID has, you know, has actually allowed us to even do some more transformational things in the air environment and other environments also. The other aspect is for trusted travelers is global entry. And so again, leveraging the latest technology to streamline its operations beyond just the biometric entry and exit, we're also, we've also upgraded global entry for facial biometrics. You know, again, supporting travel recovery, and attempting to, not attempting, but actually streamlining the processing, you know, from 45 seconds down to 5 seconds. And then when we talk trade, of course, you know, economic security, protection of revenue, we always talk about, you know, protecting the consumers, collaborating with trade stakeholders. And our goal is to protect, you know, consumers from any intellectual property right violations, in ensuring that products that you and I buy are safe, and, you know, any food products that we have are also safe. One of the other areas is the Centers of Excellence and Expertise, CBP. Our U.S. Customs and Border Protection has 10 centers across the nation, depicted here. And you can see for the Chicago field office, we're responsible for the base metal center. And it's specializes in steel mill products, ferrous and non-ferrous metal, or similar industries. Our base metal center processed about $102 billion in imports last fiscal year. And when I say fiscal year, it's you know, October 1 to the end of September each year. It's our fiscal year. And we've collected about $4 billion in duties, taxes, and fees. This year, fiscal year 22 to date, we've had about $33 billion in imports. And, you know, we talk about centers, so we talk about really trade in the 21st century. It serves, the centers serve as a resource to the broader trade community and other US government partners. They're strategically located at ports of entry across the nation to perform post-summary processing of entry summaries, answer questions, and provide information, and develop comprehensive trade facilitation strategies to address the uniformity and compliance concerns. And so again, Base Metal Center is responsible for administering and enforcing about 52% of the agency's anti-dumping and countervailing duty cases last fiscal year. I wanted to just include, you know, high-level top 10 trade countries and imports for the Chicago field office, of course, because you all are, you know, some of the most prominent business entities or business people in America or across the nation, across the globe. And so I thought that this might be of interest. You know, the top 10 countries and commodities account for about $428 billion worth of imported goods into the Chicago region, with China and Canada being the top. And then when it says United States of America, that's like US goods return, US goods return. Japan, Ireland, Germany, Malaysia, Taiwan, Vietnam, Switzerland, again, the top countries. And then as you can see from the top commodities, petroleum and oil, cell phones, portable auto data processing, you know, computers, pharmaceuticals, of course, and, you know, even the COVID medical test kits. And, you know, again, I also wanted to include the exports because, again, you all are business people. So Total value of export shipments last fiscal year is about 122 billion. And again, you can see, you know, orthopedic or fracture appliances, electric circuitry, and, you know, top export is China, Germany, UK, Japan, Hong Kong. And, you know, briefly talked about IPR, or intellectual property rights. You know, we see a lot of intellectual property rights violations throughout the Chicago area of responsibility. Last year, about 5,000 seizures, and with a value of about $64 million domestic value. But for those companies, basically you're talking about, you know, it could have impacted them over $504 million. So again, our goal is to protect those copyrights, trademarked entities, those individuals that have actually, you know, paid for and registered and reported their trademark. The top photo is a photo of actually the seizure coincided with the Super Bowl. So we saw a lot of like team sporting goods. We saw a lot of fake Super Bowl rings, but that top picture is actually out of the Cincinnati Port of Entry. The bottom one is a seizure out of Minneapolis, and it's fraudulent lidocaine in injectable materials, Botox and other pharmaceutical items that were not FDA approved and could cause serious health and safety issues. In a lot of these, we send to the lab to confirm whether or not working in collaboration with the Food and Drug Administration, if they're actually even what they say they are. And in some cases, they're not. And so, you know, health and safety is one of the major things, though. The other critical, and as I said at the beginning, we merged the Agriculture Department within U.S. Customs and Border Protection. And so our goal is to prevent the entry of threats into the American agriculture and natural resources, because, you know, it could really devastate our agriculture economy. We have these emergency action notifications, and if you can see, they're required to ensure that we can, that we're safeguarding, you know, our economy. And so normally we either say you have to re-export if there's something like prohibited animal products, which is the largest that you see to the right, about 14,000, and then prohibited products, the second. But you'll see, you know, we'll say, okay, you either have to re-export, you need to fumigate, or you're gonna have to destroy to prevent any entry of foreign threats. Again, we've had about 30% of CBP's emergency action notifications through the Chicago field office. And of course, I always like to add some photos. These Chicago, there was the officers, our ag specialists examined 5 boxes, and they were live maggots. It's larvae for bait. They were raised on chicken or fish carcasses, for which, you know, normally you have to have a veterinary import certificate. These did not. So, you know, fly larvae may be a vector of disease, pathogens of livestock if they are exposed to or raised in dead animal carcasses. The Louisville seizure, the act specialist examined what was actually manifested as ladies' blouses. And they found out that it actually contained live plants, chrysanthemum plants, but on the plants were live pests. And the pests on the plants can cause like pustules on the lower leaf surface and blotching on the upper leaf surface. Again, the shipment was destroyed by steam sterilization. Again, if they would have been introduced into the economy, it could have been very detrimental to the flower industry. And then on the right, you know, the seizure of meat products or pork was detected by one of our agriculture detector dogs. And it was in a passenger suitcase, 1 kilogram of pork sausage, a total of 20.5 kilograms of pork were found once they went into secondary, into all the luggage. Again, intercepted and destroyed. This seizure, which has really been making a lot of a headway as far as the news, was a seizure out of Minneapolis of bushmeat. It's 104 pounds. And again, it was destroyed. And you can see this is, it looks like a monkey hand, right? Yeah, a hand for a monkey on here. So, and then this was, and I don't know if it's a good, I was trying to get some good photos. These are lizards that were seized out of Cincinnati. Again, protected lizards they're protected. So we did turn these over to the Cincinnati Zoo. So, and that concludes the presentation, but definitely, and I'll stop sharing.
Thank you so much, Director Sutton-Burke, for a very informative presentation. Marga, do we have time for a question or two?
We do have a question from Marshall Schmidt, past president of our club, LaFonda, and he says, explain for us a typical career path of an agent working at the US CBP.
Career path of an agent that works at CBP?
Yes.
Typical. So we have what we call outstanding scholars that they can come in. Their GPA is has to be a 3.5 or higher. Of course, we have the veterans program where if you're a veteran, you can come in and enter into CBP via that pathway. And then we have open job announcements that are on usajobs.gov. And again, it's usually for a CBP officer. That series is 1895. And those announcements go out fairly regularly. And so the path I had was back in the day, as Don said, I've been in the service for over 28 years. So they used to have the Administrative Careers of America test. And then I also was a 5-point veteran. So I took the test and then that 5 points added to the test scores. So those are typically either, and then we also have different recruitment fairs. So those are the typical pathways to enter.
Okay, well, it's indeed a very complex organization, and you've got a big part of the country to look after. So, well, Don and Eric, I am so glad that you brought LaFonda to talk with us, because, you know, we come in and out of the airport without having the faintest idea of everything that goes behind. And, you know, we tend to think of nobody's looking, right? But clearly you are. So, and
it's been a pleasure. Thank you all for the invitation.
Thank you so much. And I would like to thank your colleagues also who have joined us on this call. And here's a certificate for you, LaFonda, as a proof of our appreciation. So yes, you can use it as a screensaver.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And we wish you all the very best in what you do. You have an enormous job. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you. Thank you for what you all do. I'm very impressed. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of the club, thank you. Okay, well now, you know, I'm going to continue with the program. And that is to introduce Alita, our president nominee, who is going to talk about Job 1. So Alita, go ahead, please.
Hello, everyone. It's that time of year again. It's Job 1 time. And so for those of you all who don't know what Job 1 is, it is our signature program here at Rotary 1, in which we that we work with Chicago high school juniors and seniors and pair them up with wonderful employers in the city of Chicago. And so if you know of any Chicago area high school juniors and seniors that would love to be a part of this program, or any Interact clubs in the area that don't know about the program, please be sure to send them over to the website, to the Rotary 1 website. And our application is online and is open until March 11th. And we are also looking for wonderful employers to take our wonderful students and give them a great opportunity to learn about being an entrepreneur, about working in the corporate sector, working as a lawyer, anything like that. And we're also looking for sponsorships. If for whatever reason, your employer may not be able to take a student for various reasons, age limitations and things of that nature, we do help subsidize students to go to nonprofit organizations. And so if anyone would like to donate to help more nonprofits be able to take students over the summer, we would gladly love that. Feel free to reach out to me with any questions or anything else. Thank you.
Thank you, Alita, very much. And would you like to proceed and make the announcement about our event Woman of the Year, please?
Yes, I can do that too. The Woman of the Year, I'm sorry, Margo, what's the date? I don't have it in front of me.
You know, I don't have it either. I think it is late May. But you know, fellow members, you know what this is about, right? So it is the spring, and beautiful things happen in the spring at our club.
So please hold it on your calendars. Coming this May, we're having I think it's our 5th or 6th annual Women of the Year award ceremony, where we recognize wonderful women in the city of Chicago who have done, it's May 24th. Thank you, Tamara, she's awesome. And we recognize wonderful women who have done service in the city of Chicago for the city of Chicago. So if you, 9th annual, see, Tamara's awesome. And so if you know of anyone that you'd like to start thinking of nominees now, please start thinking. If you're a member of the club and would like to be on the committee, please reach out to Lisa Russ. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Well, now, we know our next is to tell you or show you on the screen what are the upcoming committee meetings. All right, so, you know, February 1st, we have a Job 1 committee. On the 3rd, the Community Service Committee is meeting. On February 9th, the International Services Committee is meeting. And on the 10th, the PR and Marketing Committee, okay? And on the 18th, the Membership Committee. So mark your calendars, and you know, this is a time everybody's super busy doing really great work. So come and tune in, chime in into those meetings and see what you can do. Because as you know, the fun happens at the committee level work. So, all right, and among our upcoming events, on Rotary, on February 1st, which is the first Tuesday of the month when we hold our evening meetings. This time we're going to have Sarah Buck, our president nominee, introducing us to the CPS Opportunity Grant recipients. All right, so Sarah is going to introduce those schools who have received our grants, and we're going to know from them what the funds are going to be used for. Also, Connor Gee, a past president of our club and district governor nominee, is going to introduce a Rotary International initiative called Rotary Connect. And it is going to be only virtual, so stay tuned, because one of the things that we excel at in Rotary, as you very well know, is networking. So this is going to be very intentional. It is going to complement what the district is doing with the networking events as well. So you don't want to miss this. All right. And then on the 15th of February, we are going to have a tour. The meeting will not take place at the Union League Club. So mark that in your calendar as well, because we are going to have a tour and talk and link unlimited scholars. And this is going to be only in person. So our dear guests who come from other countries will miss you this time, all right? And last but not least, I want to remind you about the very first page you saw in the newsletter today, which is an invitation to come to our wine tasting event that we are doing jointly with the Consulate of Argentina in Chicago. And be ready to taste a vast variety of Argentine wines and empanadas and other delicacies that are going to be in the menu as well. So register there, bring your friends. It is going to be a really fun event, fueled by very good Argentine wines. And also we're going to have non-alcoholic events for those who prefer them. So, you know, we already have 20 people that have registered for the event. So hurry up, because we have a limited number of guests that can join us. All right, so so this is great. And I would like to thank again Alita and Tamra and Karen, who are helping in the organization of this event. What else am I? Well, now it is a time when we are going to introduce our guests, okay? And I would like to start, we have a lot of international guests this time. And allow me to start with a Rotary International Director-elect who is from Norway, and her name is Lena Mierskau. Lena, did I pronounce your name correctly, if you're still in the call?
That was pretty good, actually.
Okay. All right, so we're so thrilled that you're going to be in the board of directors. This is awesome news.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
And you're starting the year 20, when do you begin?
22 to 24.
Okay.
I'll be starting July 1st. So I just hope that you'll leave some wine samples from your wine tasting in a couple of weeks. So,
okay.
So if the director LaFonda will let me in to Chicago, I'll probably be there mid-February.
Well, let us know, okay? We would love to have you. Okay, well, also, you know, we have here Derek, who is joining us from Kampala, Uganda. Now, Derek and I are friends on Facebook, and the latest news about all the exotic things that Derek does, he is climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. Okay, so tell us about that. Hi there.
Hello, I'm very happy and excited to be here this evening. It's been quite a while since I've been here, but this was an even very interesting. And if I am to come to the States, I have to go through a lot of things, visa and stuff, but I think it's quite interesting to know what goes around the border protection. And about my Kilimanjaro adventure, I am very excited. I've tried to hike a couple of mountains in Uganda, and I thought it was time to take on something bigger. And yeah, I jumped to the highest in Africa, and I'm very excited.
Well, congratulations. That's super. And I wish you a very good training for it. So, my gosh, send pictures when you get to the top, okay?
Yes,
all right.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome, Derek. Good to have you. We also have Andre Pometlo from who is the Deputy Counsel of the Czech Republic here in Chicago. Mr. Pometlo, are you still in the call? I guess he is not, but
yes.
Oh, you are.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you, Maria. I am here. Thank you for the invitation, and I'm installing slowly in Chicago, enjoying the sun. So that's why I'm letting it in. And thank you for the invitation, and thank you for the interesting presentation. So, hello everybody.
Okay.
If we can collaborate in somehow, Consulate General of Czech Republic in Chicago will be happy to collaborate. Thank you.
That is great. Well, you know, I myself lived 5 years in Praha, so I love your country. So I do hope that, you know, definitely we should speak. Okay.
Yeah, well, definitely. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, great. We have also Victoria Trimble, who joined us from Vilnius in Lithuania. Victoria, are you still in the call?
Yes, I'm in the call, and my cat also joined, as you might have seen. So thank you for this opportunity. I'm really happy to be back at your meetings. And the topic was also of high interest, especially as Lithuania is experiencing a hybrid migration attack, as we call it. So it was interesting to see how your border police are handling different aspects. And as you know, I'm also part of the membership committee in Evanston. So if COVID regulations will permit, I might be coming to Chicago to Evanston at the end of March, and hopefully we'll meet in person sometime soon. So it's a pleasure to see you all, and my best regards from Lithuania.
Thank you so much, Victoria. All the best. And I do hope, you know, the cases of Omicron seem to be coming down, but now we have our variants of Omicron that are popping up in Denmark and in other countries. So, you know what, it's well, you know, you know, we have to be nimble. We have to adapt. So that's the name of the game here.
Exactly.
Okay, great to have you. We also had in the call earlier today, Paulina Shapalowicz. Are you still in the call, Paulina? I don't think she is. Okay. Well, I saw an ID on her email address from Poland. So I guess she's no longer with us in the call. And then we have also Ade Osoba, who is a Rotarian from Antigua. Correct, Ade? Are you still with us?
Yes, I am. And thank you for having me. And I enjoyed the meeting.
Okay, super. Well, of course, you're welcome to come and visit us anytime. I don't know if there is a direct flight from Antigua to Chicago, but for sure it's going to be a big shock if you come in winter. But, you know, as a fellow Rotarian, you always have a door open here at our club.
Thank you for that invitation.
Okay. And then I have seen here, let me see who I see here in the call. I see Rudy Westerveld from California. Rudy, thank you so much for being with us.
No, this is great. Thank you for sending me the invitation. It was great meeting today and meeting all our Rotarian friends from around the world that joined your meeting. And we meet, I'm a past district governor from District 5330, Southern California. And and a member of the Rotary E-Club of World Peace. And so we meet tonight. We meet on Tuesday nights at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. And feel free to, I'll forward an email out, but I'll put my email in the chat box. If anybody wants to join us, please email me and I'll send you the link.
Thank you so much, Rudy. Okay, all right. I see here Dr. Kia Robotham. I apologize if I have not pronounced your name correctly.
That is actually correct. Hello and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kia Robotham. I am a member of the Rotary Club of New Orleans, number 12, and I will be relocating back to Chicago in the very near future. So I'm looking for a Rotary home as we speak. So since you were one, I'm very interested in kind of the programs and what it looks like in that particular Rotary club. And so hopefully very soon I'll be able to join and see for myself.
Well, Kia, this is wonderful. I think you're really going to enjoy it. In fact, I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy it.
I'm pretty sure I will. We have done we have modeled a few of our like events with yours. And so I've been looking at your website for the past few years now, and I recently made the decision to move back. So here we are.
Oh, great. Okay, well, we're going to connect you with Laura Inns, who is our director of membership.
Okay.
She's not in the meeting today. But you know what, we will reach out to you. I guess we have your email because you're registered.
Yes.
This is so exciting. I'm so happy. Okay, you will love Chicago. It's wonderful.
Oh, I lived here for 25 years. So I went back home and then I've decided to come back. So apparently I left my heart here when I left.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, well, great.
Right.
Thank you for being with us. Bye. All right, and I see Jacqueline Boland, right? Jacqueline, you're still in the call, aren't you? Maybe not. Okay. Well, I guess not, but Jacqueline is moving all the way from Wilmette to Chicago, I understand. So we may have her among our members quite soon. So then I see Salvador Farfan. Okay, hello, Salvador. Are you there?
Hi, yes, good afternoon. Thank you again for the nice welcome. It's a great program. I don't know if the reason that we had so many international visitors today is probably because so many of us at one point, came through the border as an immigrant. So it was very interesting to see that. I wanted to give a shout out and a thank you to past President Eric for helping me earlier make some connections for my son who may be interested in coming to the Chicago area for school. So thank you for that. I saw him in the call earlier. I don't know if he still is or not. So there may be a visit in our near future to visit a school there.
Well,
thanks
excellent.
again.
Okay, it's great to have you. We're here to help. Okay. I see also, let's see. Eugene Sullivan, it's been a long time. How are you doing?
Very good. I love this stuff. So
I thought so.
I'm totally addicted. You keep it up.
Okay, well, super. For all of you who have not seen Eugene in a long time, he is a member of our club. Okay. All right. And then, super. It's so nice to have you. And we have Mark Nabong again calling, zooming in from Barcelona. Mark is still a member of our club, and I think you are in the look for a club in your area. So remember to let us know how that is going, Mark, so we can help you from here. Okay, and well, I think that is it for introduction. So is there anybody who would like to say something? Or I'm sorry that if I got to say something. Oh, yes, Derek is saying, nice hat, Marga. Yes, these are the caps of our club. We sell them to those who come in person to our meetings. Sorry, we're not set up to send them by mail. So when you come and visit us, we always will have a cap for you. So when you go and do our in-person service activities, you're welcome to wear this beautiful cap with the embroidered logo of the club, and we have a matching t-shirt, okay? So I do hope to see you at the next meeting in person so you can do your shopping. All right. So now we have a few more minutes to go. So is there somebody who would like to say something, make a comment, or need something that we can help?
Connie Corn here. I'll just say good day and good morning from Australia. It's Australia Day today, our public holiday. It's the day that we celebrate as our national day of the first fleet arriving from England. So enjoy your day.
Well, happy Australia Day to you, but also friends, you know that Ronnie is here every week. So she wakes up in the middle of the night to join us. And a couple of days ago was her birthday. So happy birthday to you. Okay, well, now it's time to close the meeting. We have 6 minutes to go. So, but I would like to ask Rudy Westerwelt if you would like to read the 4-way test. We can all join you, which is something that we do at the end of each meeting. Rudy, thank you so much. Go ahead.
Oh, well, thank you. So for the Rotary 4-way test, first, is it the truth?
The truth.
Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you so much, Rudy. Thank you all for being with us today. You're welcome to stay a little bit longer if you wish, and we will see you next week.